off all and any noise-making devices, and do leave the center aisle clear, for the actors use them for entrances at all times. We invite you to sit back, relax, as Porta-Puppet Players and the Petit proudly present their original puppet musical comedy for the young and the old, An Evening with Aesop.
Nice to have you here. For those of you confused by my garments, my name is Narrator. I'm a very close, dear, personal friend of a wonderful writer named Aesop. Many of you may have heard of him. I think you dated him. For those of you who are still confused by my outfit, Jews for Jesus is right down the street. Tonight!
Get a crowd.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will be bringing you 10 of my dear friend Aesop's tales, or fables as they were called. Not 5, not 7, not 9, but 10 of these fables. How are you? Very nice to see you. Nice to have you here. You didn't know anyone was going to come up to you, did you? You weren't prepared. He's in the witness protection program. No one look at him. Tonight we will be bringing you 10 of Aesop's fables. I see a number of our friends are here with us in the audience tonight. Nice to see you. How are you, dear? Thank you for coming. How are you, darling? Very nice to see you. Pretty little girls here. How are you? How is everyone over here? My sister, Vociferous. Is she around? A dear friend. We love to have her around. My good friend, Halitosis. We hardly ever speak. Thank you very much. Tintonitis, where are you? I never hear from you anymore. My good friends Calliope and Melpomene were going to come today, but they couldn't get reservations in their name. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we will be bringing you 10 of my good, close, personal friend Aesop's fables. Now, how many of you know the difference between a tale and a fable? It's a kid's show. Let's ask one of these lovelies down here. Can one of you tell me the difference between a tale and a fable? What's the difference? You don't know? The difference between a tale and a fable is a tale is just a story. A fable, on the other hand, has a little lesson to be learned. They call it a moral at the end. Obviously, they weren't written here. And tonight, we will be bringing you 10 of these. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and begin with our very first fable of the evening. A wonderful fable, I'm sure all of you will know. The Fox and the Grapes. Know what you know. Now, of course, our fable is about the fox, but it's also about some grapes. Don't they look lovely? Don't they look delicious? Oh, yes, they are. They are very delicious indeed. Full tasted. Very juicy.
They look sour.
That's just me. Oh, you said sour. I'm sorry. But these grapes aren't your everyday ordinary going down to the same wagon to get some grapes. No, no. These grapes were very special because these grapes were hot. And I mean hot. Can you reach those grapes from where you are? Very nice. That's what I like. Good college drop. That's right. These grapes were very high. No one could get at them. Well, one day there came a fox. Now this was a very special fox, of course, because you see, this particular fox came from way down south. I mean, way down south. Biloxi. That's why they called him Foxy Biloxi. And one day, Foxy Biloxi was walking along and smelled something. He looked up and he saw the grapes hanging there from the tree. Not normally a grape eater, he was confused by the desire. But he knew he had to have those grapes. And he tried to get the grapes out as he talked over his line. And he jumped, and he jumped, and he jumped, trying to get those grapes. Come on, baby. Come on, go for those grapes. You can do it.
Shut up. At least I'm trying.
Put your eyebrow back down. And he jumped on 3 legs. He jumped on 2 legs.
I just can't seem to get them. Can any of you help me give me any ideas as to how I can get these grapes?
Well,
Climb the tree.
stay right there.
Climb the tree.
What was this from our generation down here? Climb the tree. Stay right there. The Sally Ann fan club over here says that you can climb. No, can't climb trees. Can't climb trees, don't ask me. We'll come down and play. Can we have some house lights, please? I don't want to kill myself. Not that. What about you? Do you have any suggestions on how you can get those grapes? Shoot them down! Don't hesitate.
That's a southern way.
You don't happen to have any firepower back there, do you? You can shoot the grapes down. No good. One more.
Oh, well.
Maybe not.
I think I'll still try my best to...
Come on, let's cheer him on, folks. Let's cheer him on. He jumped on 2 legs. He jumped on 1 leg. He jumped on my leg.
Why don't you take a breather and go to the next story?
Well, the moral of that fable is people are very often angry and pretend to hate the things they want the most. Let's hear it for the fox and the grape. Our second fable, again, is one that many of you may have heard of. I know you have. The grasshopper and the ant. You caught that, didn't you? She read the script. Now, you all know that grasshoppers and ants are very tiny little things, correct? In order for you to view this fable properly, you must take out your imaginary magnifying glasses. They're in your programs. Hold them out. Hold them up right in front of you. Right in front of you so that you can see what's going on the stage. Let's see you holding them up. Everybody holding them up? You're holding them up? You're holding them up? Let's see. You. Very nice. You in the back, you can wear your imaginary bifocals. The grasshopper and the ant. Once upon a time, there was a grasshopper. He was a very special grasshopper, you see. A grasshopper with a talent, and at least 7 bookings at bar mitzvahs. He was a grasshopper with a talent for the accordion, and he played his accordion all the time. Day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out. You get the point.
I enjoy playing my accordion. Do you enjoy hearing my accordion? Do you enjoy hearing my accordion? Well, I enjoy playing my
Well,
accordion.
they said no.
Too bad. I was going to. Anyway.
Big surprise there. play his accordion, the same catchy tune all the time. Day in, day out. All the time. Sort of like that Bobby McFerrin song, Don't Worry, Be Happy, a couple years ago. Any place you go, this is what you hear. Well, he continued to play his accordion while our other friend, the ant, began to make preparations for the upcoming winter by storing food. Now, of course, he was just doing what ants do, and that's being busy. Those people are everywhere. One more time. I hope there's bicarb on the next trip.
Am I glad that's all? Now I'll have plenty of food for the cold weather. Aren't you gonna store some food, Grassy?
Hopper, the name is Grasshopper.
Excuse me, Mr. Papa. Aren't you going to store for later on?
I've got plenty of time to store food. Now go away, you bother me.
What's the matter? Don't you like ants?
Why certain I like ants? Fried, fricassee, and chocolate covered.
Is that your nose? Or one half of the Superdome?
Oh,
Go away, you lovely insected gadget. I'm too busy making music, playing my accordion.
and that is exactly what he continued to do, playing his accordion. He played it all throughout the spring, well on through into the summer, continued to play it all the way through the fall, right through autumn, until he got to winter. You can tell it's winter. Oh, Hitler. The grasshopper had lost everything. He lost his vest. He lost his hat. He lost that nifty green coat. But worst of all, he lost his accordion. All because he'd done nothing to prepare for the winter. Soon, however, our good friend the ant came by, and he was singing a tune of his own. Apparently, if ever I cease to love. All right.
Pardon me, Mr. Ant. Could I have maybe just a teeny slice of that?
What is he trying to say, Gag?
What's he got?
Cake, cake. What? You mean you didn't store anything for the winter? In the world did you do all summer long?
I was playing my
What was he playing, Gag? Ah, his accordion. Some musical, eh? Sounds familiar. Oh, well, you made your music, Grassy. Now dance.
Oh, don't worry. The spring eventually came along and thawed him out, but it does go to prove a point. And the moral of Aesop's fable: there is a time for work, and there is a time for play. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, but at least I got beauty and scale.
Hey. Let's hear it for the grasshopper. Our next fabulous woman I find... I'm sorry, we can't continue like this until I find out what's going on back there. What's going on back there? Somebody, we've got an emergency back there. Somebody call IXII. Sneaks up on you, think about it. Well, where's the wolf? Where is he? Well, nope, no wolf back there.
I know, it's a joke, Ed. Now, wolf.
Excuse me, we have some very discerning theater patrons here for a show. Do you mind? Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Ah!
Wolf. Yeah, wolf.
All right, we've had about enough of you.
Just a little joke. I've been doing it for quite some time.
And it shows. Just go on about your way. Go on, we're done with you.
Oh, so soon? I don't even get a musical number. Hey.
No, we're not paying for your parking either. You know that fable?
Yeah.
What's it about? Tell me real quick. And then he got in trouble because he was always playing tricks and calling wolf when he wasn't supposed to, right? I told you they read the script. Second half of the show, don't say anything. We now move on to the fable we meant to show. The Tortoise and the Hare. Now, many... One person. Many of you may have heard the story of the Tortoise and the Hare. Many of you may have even seen versions of the Tortoise and the Hare. A couple of you have even written versions of the Tortoise and the Hare. However, nothing can prepare you for the actual event, because today, ladies and gentlemen, you will be hearing from the litigants themselves. That's correct. You today, ladies and gentlemen, have been suckered into, will be serving as the jury. May I? Thank you. I need an assistant for just one moment. Would someone care to assist me? Just a small little something. Would you come stand up here, dear? I need for you to hold this for me for just a moment. Don't worry, it'll be fine. I just had it That's right. Today, ladies and gentlemen, didn't even realize you'd gotten jury duty, did you? Nope. But you have. Because today, ladies and gentlemen, you will be serving as the jury for what will surely go down as the original trial of the century. Thank you, dear. Go wash your hands. And I, of course, since you will be the jury, I will be serving as Barbara Hale. No, I will be serving as the judge for today's episode of The Puppet Court.
Which are a lot. Just who's the better man? There we were, over hardback, and all the pistol rises, and we're off. There I go, off and running, and I do mean running. Not just make believe when I run, honey, dust, fly. Now,
from the defendant, calling to the stand Mr. Turtle, Mr. Timbuk Turtle. Mr. Turtle?
I'm coming, Judge. I'm getting there. Well, there I was, just plodding along, trying my level best to make it to the finish line. And I run into all sorts of friends I know, a Billy Beaver, Molly Moles, Dora Deer, Alfred Antelope, and this one.
Oh, the rabbit.
Yes, and you'll never guess in a million years what he thinks he's gonna do in the middle of our race. Jury, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's you, the audience, you'll never guess what he does in the middle of our race. Go ahead and guess, go ahead,
What's
guess,
that?
guess.
What does he do?
You're right, take a nap. They must have read the script.
What about this?
Oh, naturally, I don't stop. I just keep on plodding through. Once more.
Once more? You mean this has happened before?
Mm-hmm. All the time. Oh, but that doesn't stop me, Judge. I figure I can prove him wrong.
Wrong?
He always said that he was faster. I could beat you in a race. He would dare. And all the time I would chime, hardest wins by a hair. There are some times when it's disaster. Two of us can hair. But as I have said, or you may have read, hardest wins by a hair. He thinks that he's more happy than me. I may not be a go-getter like dogs and a cat. I must agree that he does insist that he outdo me. Some jockey shoes he always has me wear. But I hold no grudge, my dear old judge, because hardest wins by a hair.
Tell me, does Porta-Puppets always have to do a musical?
Who knows? But he'd always say, the rabbit's faster, the rabbit's faster. I can beat you in a race. I'll win, I'll win. And I can't. I will. I can win this race. Even if I give you a head start.
I heard that.
Oh, here it comes again, Judge.
Oh, now what?
The nap.
I see what you're saying. Go on.
See, he even sleeps in the courtroom. So there I went, Judge. Just breezing along as fast as I could go. Nothing stopped me as I went on and on. The finish line got closer and closer. But you know, the one of us two that was supposed to be the better runner was
Taking a nap?
You got it, Your Honor. So, I'm running and trying, and I can actually see the finish line and actually touch it. Finish line! Woo! Finish line! Oh, no! Oh, I knew I shouldn't have taken a nap. Everyone knows the turn is much longer than...
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just heard both of the litigants playing towards this case. Now, before we render a decision, we should like very much to go to our court reporter out in the field to get the opinions of the man on the street.
Well, Your Honor, the general consensus is that the tortoise wins the race.
Yeah?
But these are theater people, so anything's possible.
Let's hear it for our court reporter, Sarah Toga. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now has come the time. I knew it was coming. Time to vote. Everyone Which of you out there thinks that the hare won this race? Now, before you vote, there's some things you must be aware of. First off, we have the hare, who is obviously faster, obviously quicker, and obviously could have won that race had he not taken that nap. Rematch. I like the way you think. People like her that put American Gladiators on the air. Or consider the wheezing you hear from the back as the puppeteer. I just heard 2 points.
He buys drinks.
There is the story here of the tortoise as well to be dealt with. Now, we know that the tortoise is slow. We know that the tortoise could not have possibly won that race unless the hare had taken that nap. Or did he mean to take that nap? Drug testing? Possibility. Knowing all of the facts, let's bring up the house lights again, please, Magoo. Tonight, there you all are, sitting out there in the dark. Let's see a show of hands, please. Those of you who believe that the hare should have won this race, please raise your hands. I said raise your hands. 1, of course. None. 2. All right, I got a vote of 2. Is that everybody? Yeah, great set, all right. Those of you who believe that the tortoise should have won this race, please raise your hands. Yay! I think we have our verdict. Thank you very much, group. Very well. Today, the puppet court rules in favor of the defendant, the tortoise.
Thank you, Judge. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Anybody want to race? Oh.
The moral of the tale is, slow and steady wins that race. No. Who's been messing with these cards? All right, where are you? Where are you? Good night, nurse. All right, we can't continue to have this. Last time this thing was washed. Where are you? Listen, we may actually have an emergency here. I don't think I'm village. Oh, goodness. God! Where are you?
I fooled you again. And after that, April Fools in the middle of
Summer?
town. Whoa. You all found that old gag again.
Well, we're not falling for it again. Here, I think this is yours. That's one fable I'd like to see the end of. We're going to pretend that never happened and move on to our next fable. One that I'm sure many of you count amongst your favorites. You did read the script. You want to do this? This stove is awful hot, I believe. And I think she could too, that's the sad thing. This fable takes place in the deepest heart of Africa. Thank you very much. It doesn't go with the style. And you know, people are wondering where the next Elsa clench is coming. Just for now. It was the deepest, darkest heart of Africa. There was not a sound, not a stir, not a peep. No sound at all, except the sound of a gunshot. And it was a gunshot that tiny mouse, petrified her so badly that she began to run around willy-nilly trying to find a place to hide from the gunshot. She ran to here, she ran to there, and then suddenly she ran directly into the arm of a sleeping lion. A lion who was none too happy about having his beauty sleep interrupted, and if you knew this lion, you know he needed it. He prepared to make an hors d'oeuvre of the little mouse.
Oh, you're hurting me. Not so tough, honey.
What do you mean, honey? And what do you mean I'm hurting you? You disturbed me, and I was enjoying that little nap so much.
I'm so sorry I interrupted your beauty sleep, Leo. And for now, you must excuse me. I must be running.
Running?
Yes. In fact, that's what I was doing. Running. Running from this loud gunshot. Well, you must run too, honey. If it's guns I hear, that means they're after you too. Run! Run!
Run? Me? Me, king of beasts? Run from hunters?
I wouldn't laugh if I were you. In fact, if I were you, I'd let me go.
Let you go? Oh, no way. I was sort of needing a little midday snack.
Please, please, Mr. Lion, spare me. Spare me. Please let me go. Someday I will repay you.
You repay me? Now where's that great poupon?
Oh, I beg of you, dear, let me go. I could be of help to you someday.
But I was hungry and I was...
Won't you please make me, Mr. Lion, let me go. I am hardly a mouthful plus your wrinkling the material. So please, Mr. King of Beasts, I don't know what you'd like. Little sweet tiny me, so let me go.
But I was hungry and...
Let me go. You don't want me on your menu. That's my tone. Make me possibly different, even though I never kiss you. It is I who would kiss you. If you'll be kind to this
Smelly?
Well,
Okay.
let's hear it for the tiny rodent hero.
Okay, I suppose I could let you go this time.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Lion. Toodaloo.
Wow. Talk about your fast foods. That little teeny little mouse helping me out someday.
And he laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed some more. At the thought that this little tiny little opera singing mouse could possibly help the great king of beasts. Well, this continued for another couple of days. He was a simple lion. Tiny things amused him for a good long time. And a couple of days later, he was walking through the woods, looking for a snack, you know, just an hors d'oeuvre, maybe some cheese on a Triscuit, a little something to hold him up. You know what I'm talking about. When all of a sudden, he heard a shot. And he began to think. Ah!
What was that? What was that? Must have been a rat that snapped. Did you all hear something? Oh, there he goes again. What could it be?
A gunshot.
king of beasts. I'm king of the jungle. I'm off to see the wizard. Oh, what's that? What's this? Oh, let me out of here. I'm caught. Help, help. The hunter's got me. Help.
He was trapped in a net. Frankie was nowhere near. Cheap guy, got away from it anyway. And no one at all except one teeny tiny little room.
Hello, honey. Fancy meeting you here.
Oh, it's you. You were right. It was the hunters. And now I'm.
I know. Off to see the wizard.
That's right. I mean, oh, little mouse, there was someone to free me.
Well, Leo, you freed me once. One good turn deserves another.
Wow, that is one good turn.
And the little mouse began to gnaw and nibble and bite and chew on the ropes, frantically trying to free the lion. Until finally, there was a hole large enough for the lion to escape.
Whoa, fresh air. Fresh air. Oh, I was beginning to get claustrophobic. I'm free. I'm free. And I owe it all to you, little friend.
You see, honey, even a little mouse can help a lion.
You're right. And I feel so good. I'm not even hungry anymore.
Good. I know this great diet plan.
Really? Well, that's great. I think
Have you ever
that's...
tried Slim Fast?
Oh, I don't
No, Jenny Craig.
Jenny Craig. The moral of our story is, no good deed is ever wasted. Remember this, there'll be a quiz later, I promise you. We move on now to our very next fable, one that many of you... Can you at least wait till I get done with the spiel before you start telling me what the title is? Go ahead. We'll talk after the show. You and I have a lot in common. Had this conversation. The next fable that we have for you today is one that you may not have heard of, but one that I think you'll find enjoyable. The Dog and His Shadow. Now, this particular fable takes place by some water. May I? Give it up. Live theater. If I ever get my hands on Aristophanes, boy, howdy. As we said, this particular fable takes place by the water. A wonderful little lake. Nice, quiet, serene. Just the type of place you like to go and have a picnic. And this particular day that this fable takes place, there was someone who decided to have a picnic right beside the water, and he was a little dog. Isn't he cute? He was a happy dog. Very happy indeed. So happy because he had something that dogs just love, food. And he just happened to have a dog's favorite kind of food, a great big bone. He was very, very happy indeed. You could always tell when the little dog was happy. His rear end looked like it was an automatic pilot. You want to fly over the dome and get me a report, Tony? Oh, I'm sorry. He was so happy, he was about to burst with song. Try it again without the bone in your mouth.
No. I am really quite contented. I'm sitting here so splendid by the water. By the water.
Let's round in this whole canine orchestra, ladies and gentlemen.
There is no one else around. I can sing it nice and loud around the water. By the water.
However, in the middle of his musical number, he suddenly realized that there was something or someone in the water. And what that something or someone was got him to thinking, not an activity he liked to indulge in.
That is not a fancy guppy. I see another puppy in the water. In the water. In the water. In the water. How does that doggy do that? Now wait a minute, hold the phone. He's got a bigger bone than I got now. In my mouth. This is not a real good sign. The meal I thought was mine is in the water. In the water. In the water. In the water. Oh, what could that dog be munching? He's got a nicer luncheon than I ever had. That makes me sort of mad. I will have to just try harder or sign the Magna Carta, for I hate that he has it better. I may even have to get better. Take it from the shadow, you may not get much better. If I must, I'll have to go there. I see a nicer bone there in the water. In the water. In the water. In the
Well, it wasn't long until our friend decided that there was a bigger bone in the water, and he jumped right in. I'm no fool. And the waters carried the little dog away, never to be seen again. Too bad, he actually had a nice voice.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. The moral of our fable is, very often, people lose the things they have in order to obtain the things they can never own. Well, we're going to move on, so please. We move on now to our next fable on a slightly drier plane. One that I think that you'll agree is much drier indeed. The wolf in sheep's clothing. Now, we move on to a drier climb, as I said, to a pasture. In fact, this entire fable has been pasteurized for your protection. There you go. On this pasture, there were a certain type of animal. Now, what type of animal does one normally keep in a pasture? Who said sheep? Who said sheep? Absolutely right. Sheep were in this pasture. There they are. Now, of course, when you have sheep, you also have wolves. Very hungry wolves. Sheep wolves. And this particular wolf was hungry for something in particular. What did wolves eat? Sheep. Sheep, thank you.
Grapes.
Good thing you're union. Well, this particular sheep did indeed have to worry about this wolf. Now, the wolf, trying to get at the sheep, had to deal with the shepherd, who was only doing his job, really. And every day he would try to go and get a sheep, and... None too bright, huh? Well, one day, as the wolf was walking away from the pasture, nursing a sore nose, he happened upon a sheepskin, an actual sheep. No, Miss Struthers, wrong type of sheepskin. Let's have the real one, shall we? That's what we're looking for. White and fuzzy, very nice. And the wolf looked at the sheepskin, and he thought to himself, well, you know, it's not Halloween or Mardi Gras, but... So he took the sheepskin, and he put it on, in order to fool the sheep and the shepherd. Well, come on, let's see you. Come on, we all know you're wearing it. Come on up, let's walks into the herd where all the sheep are. And there he meets a tiny little sheep, apparently on loan from the tour of the Sound of Music. And the little sheep is completely fooled by the sheepskin that the wolf is wearing. Well, he could fool the shepherd, and he could fool this little sheep. He could fool anybody. So the two of them proceed to walk out of the herd as the shepherd, the little tiny sheep following the wolf back to his pack. And there, do you people boo Animal Planet too? The moral of this sad fable is appearances can very often be deceiving. And thank you for getting that. We move on now to our next fable, one that I'm sure lots of you remember. The City Mouse and the Country Mouse. That's right. Now, this fable, an embarrassment of riches here, takes place in two different locations. The first location is, of course, the country, where we meet our good old friend, the Country Mouse, whose name just happens to be Jethro.
I am the one you may find silly. Some people call me dumb hillbilly. I live here. Just kick me in the rear, 'cause I am happy to be here in the country with Angel May and Uncle Humphrey. You may find that I am not at all smart. Out here there are no malls or big Walmart. Here is my home and here I'm staying, far from the crowds and lots of mayhem. No fancy palm trees, just lots of country for me.
Well, he did indeed live out there in the country, where everybody had funny accents. And he didn't have any computers, any sort of stress. Why, even the music was a mite bit different. Okay. Now, he did have relatives, of course, and one of his relatives lived off in the big city. His name was Homer.
I am the mouse, so pretty. In my townhouse here in the city, I sing, oh baby.
Yeah.
I like to share my flings. Well, maybe I rock and roll with words so witty, with mic in hand and suit so glitzy. Credit card I'm holding, no grips of crazy yodeling for me. Thank you very much.
Well, it was... Enter G. It wasn't long before Homer decided that what his country cousin Jethro really needed was to come on into the city. So, Homer decided to go run out and find himself a telephone, which of course they don't have in the country, and send a telegram. Ready when you are.
Dear cuz, here is the buzz. No happiness you're making, you need a small vacation. Get here, take a trip. Get wind of some humanity, so hop a bus and visit me. Your city cousin, Homer.
Airmail. Thank you. And Jethro got the telegram, and he decided he was going to hop up on a Trailways bus, and he's going to go on up to the city to say hello. Bye, Jethro! Bye! Right when you learn how. Well, he got to the city, and they were very glad.
Jethro, what you say, cuz? Oh, nothing much, Carl. How you been? Oh, been all right. Well, I'm there. How you done? Up and down. Oh, yeah.
But it was loud.
Long time.
So loud they could hardly hear each other speak. Very, very loud indeed. So loud that they could barely make one another out. Just horrible, horrible noise, and of course,
You
Jethro.
love it here, Jethro. I don't think so, Homer. I can barely hear you. You've been used to it. What? It's real great here. What?
It continued to be loud, and eventually it got to the point where they were nearly run over by a giant taxi. And then a fire engine. And then another fire engine battling a fire way downtown. And as if that weren't bad enough, somebody called Shelley Winters and there was an earthquake.
Pretty like maybe fun to visit. But now you've got to come visit my home, cuz. Your house? The country? Yep, the country. I play guitar, you know. You do? Acoustic or electric? Huh? Never mind. I'll teach you how to sing into a mic. I had an Uncle Mike I sang to once. And Bruce, too. And they've been
Well, they did go off to the country, and they were very happy for a while, but eventually Homer got tired of all of the peace and quiet, so he went back to the city. The moral of the story is, 'tis better to be poor and happy than to be rich and fearful. Well, we move on now to our next story, and for this next tale, we must have complete and utter silence. Someone is trying to sleep. Go, girl.
Sally the cat.
Adam. Shh. Oh! Big cat. Very quiet. Very quiet. Maybe you say oh now, wait till you see it. Shh. Still under there? Oh, yes you are. Once upon a time, there were a bunch of mice who were having problems with a cat. A lot of mice in this show, guys. We're getting hate mail from Orchid and Senate. There were a lot of mice who were having problems being eaten by this one large, huge, ugly, orange, Persian cat.
We need to do something,
Said one little mouse.
we need to know when he's coming. How about an alarm system? Yeah, a buzzer. No,
Said one mouse loudly.
a bell.
A bell, of course, the absolute perfect solution. A bell that would alert them whenever the cat was awake. But the only problem was, which of them was going to do it?
Who are we going to get to tell that Persian cat? He's the one who keeps us howling and constantly meowing every day. How to create the Persian with that old nasty Persian? He's the one that keeps on curring and ominously purring here to stay. He is our hungry, lazy feline. He is the one who makes us make a beeline, who is to double check a bell around his neck. We're the ones he will be catching, with paws he will be scratching. What a fuss for us.
Where do we find inertia to bell that cat from Persia?
Inertia.
Who are we going to get to bell that cat?
England singers. Told you there were a lot of mice in this show. Let's scroll them. Well, no one was capable of doing the job. There were mice, they'd have been eaten. Hello? The moral of the tale is, it is very easy to suggest impossible solutions. Well, no, we can't just leave them like this with that. Hasn't anyone got any ideas? I know somebody in this room has got a bell with them. Anyone? Anyone? Never mind, you don't have to. Just saves you a lot of embarrassment. Where are you? I hear a bell. I hear a bell. I have two of them right here. I hear a bell. Oh, no. It's such an easy gag. It's right here. You have a bell. Would one of you please reach back and get the bell from the operator? All right, operator. Do you have? And who is this? Who is this? I can just see. I'm getting one from a bell anyway. So in fact, Deborah.
Get her.
Arthur, come on.
Get her.
Not for you, it's for the hair. Now, just go right on up there. He doesn't bite. He's got no teeth. He hisses a bit. And he's got another spit. If you would just bell the cat there for us, Deborah. Atta girl, let's go! Now we'll just take you and put you back in the back. Here we go. Come on, it's okay. It's all right. You got a hole in your basket. Fix that. Very quietly, we don't want to wait. Here we go. Peter, right? We're just gonna move on to our very one guy never fails. Our next fable is one that I know all of you know. This is the big one. Now, before we go on with this fable, there's something that you should know. Many years ago, way back in the olden times, and I don't just mean the 50s. Before that. We're talking way back to 66 BC. Remember you and I were still actively dating? Remember that? Yeah. 66 BC. Way back. Now, we're not proud of this. It's just the way things were. There were certain people who owned certain other people. I say owned. And they were called slaves. Now, I personally never owned any slaves. Yes. Somebody want to cork that leak? I personally never owned any slaves. I had a number of people who wanted to make a slave of me, but that's a different story. Sad little However, there were slaves, just the way things were. And one of them was named Androcles. And every single day, Androcles would beg this one thing of his master.
Jesus.
Proclaim that I'm on my knees, just very humbly and so nicely as you please, just to let me free. I'm a slave till my grave. I hope he feels just like the priestess Androcles.
free, he heard something that sounded like a lion. He turned and saw a big ferocious beast. He tried to run away, but he suddenly realized that the lion wasn't following him. He grew closer and closer and closer and realized that the lion wasn't even moving. In fact, the lion seemed to be in pain. Well, the lion handed his paw over to Androcles, and of course he was in pain. There was a big, huge thorn in his paw. Well, Androcles didn't know what else to do, so he tried to remove the thorn. Go ahead, shot. It's help. Boy, I didn't know you knew the Spanish panic. That was great. And the lion's paw was still hurt and bleeding. Suddenly, Androcles found a piece of material that had been conveniently left on the set. And he wrapped the lion's paw 2, 3, 4 times until the lion's paw felt all better, even though there was no antiseptic. And the lion, so grateful for Androcles' kindness, began to show his appreciation like a dog would. Thank you. Yeah, you want a towel? Yeah. Good old Androcles, always happy to help out a fellow puppet, went on along his way, happy and free, until one day he was captured. Caught. And he was brought back to the city to be punished, not only for escaping his master, but also to be executed, thrown to the lions. The entire court of Rome and the emperor showed up to see the spectacle. Pictures, Rome, 66 AD. There's Androcles in the middle of the arena, surrounded by lions. You do remember what lions sound like, right? Lions to the left of it. Lions to the right of it. I'm telling you, this fable is just crawling with lions and mice, sir. Obviously concerned about his cholesterol. Rather, he seemed to recognize him.
Well, that isn't my old friend.
Well, you're not going to eat me?
Would you?
Eat you? Eat you? After what you did for me? I'm the thorn guy, remember?
Oh, you're the same guy I took the thorn out of your paw a few days ago? Same guy?
Right.
Well, how do you feel now, Mr. Lion?
Just fine and dandy, Andy.
Oh, get an HMO.
And so, in order to show his appreciation, he decided to prove that he was the same lion Androcles had rescued so many days before.
Yes, it's the same lion from the days before.
You still don't want to tell him. Well, the emperor was so shocked by this obvious display of affection that he set Androcles free. And the lions went to go along their merry way. The moral of the story? No kindness is ever wasted. Told you there'd be a quiz. We liked that one so much we did it twice. But don't go away because, after all, this is a Porta-Puppet musical. So...
He's Androcles, looking like a float from Mardi Gras.
I ditched his paw.
Yes, you sure did.
And we're having our fables today.
Mr. Jerry, do not be too contrary. You'll find these fables and much more in your library.
You've been very kind, time to come, but don't go away just yet, okay? Goodbye! Goodbye, guys!
Thank you all. You're too kind. In fact, in this audience, you're all kind. We're very happy to have you here this evening. Thank you again for coming all the way out for our special grown-up performance. Yeah, right, not kids. Special grown-up performance of An Evening with Aesop. Before you go, there's a couple things we'd like to remind you of. That's not free. You gotta hit me with a gel, give me the pink. It's so euphening. Yeah, well, not really, but you're too close. All right. Before we go on, there's a couple things we need to remind you of. First off, as if you don't already know, running in this space every single evening from Thursday to Sunday, the wonderful Smash Hit, now in its second Smash Year, Late Night Catechism, starring Amanda Hebert and Adriana Bates. Right here in this space, you can come and see it anytime. They would love to have you sisters just holding a place for you. Also, before you go, we have another 2 weeks of An Afternoon with Aesop right here in this space. Performances on Saturday begin at 1 and 3 p.m. Performances on Sunday at 1 p.m. only. Show up on time. You know how Wayne is about being prompt. And you couldn't get away without the plug. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The 10th Commemorative Anniversary CD, the pressing of the music of Porta-Puppet Players. Many of the songs that you heard this evening are featured prominently on this CD, including Melissa Marshall as the Girl Mouse, our little rodent diva. Right here on this CD, you can purchase them right outside the lobby for only $12, and I know some of you don't have them yet. Shame. Thank you again very much for coming out. We do hope that you enjoyed the show.